And I remember, Tracy, the first time I met you in person, of course, was in Nashville at that retreat. And I just remember how warm your hugs were and how comforting your words were too. And just being able to be in your presence was such a gift. And so I hope, even though we're not in the same space as all of the rest of the Inky Collective, that they will experience that same warmth and hospitality that I have come to associate so dearly with you. So welcome to this conversation.
Well, gosh, what a lovely introduction. And the world's oldest intern is sending a giant hug out to you and to all of your Inky Collective. Just come on in for a group hug, you guys, and let's feel the love. But I appreciate that. It was really fun getting to know you and having done a bit of work with you in this time. And it's really neat how writing can bring us together.
Hmm.
It is such a solitary thing, but it's also such a unifier too, all at the same time.
Yeah, which honestly is what the Inky Collective is about. It's a community of people putting pen to page. So I love that insight. That's really good. Tracy, I would love for you to tell all of us just a little bit more about you, where you come from, your background, and maybe even how you spend your time these days.
Yeah, well, and I do want to let your folks know because if you're listening, you're not just here to hear about me and my little life, but we've got some really great stuff we're going to talk about for you. I'm a big believer in folks who are listening or reading my things to get something back for their time. So I want to assure you that that is coming, but it is important to give you context first. So here's a bit of context. I come from a TV background. I worked in all kinds of television situations, from production to hosting and anchoring and reporting and interviewing people like Oprah Winfrey and going to crazy places like Churchill, Manitoba, and doing stories about baby beluga whales. And I love storytelling. People are fascinating and everyone has a story. And it is a great privilege to be able to tell those stories. So that's what I did back in the day. And now I freelance. I write and do voiceovers. My writing is mostly about encouragement and giving people some fuel for their fire because life can be really hard. And I talk a lot about gratitude. I speak to groups and retreats, and I write about the power of Thanksgiving, which we'll be talking about here. It's an active thing, not a passive thing. And I'm also just finishing revising a book that I've written that is an incredible, true underdog story that will make you believe anything is possible. And I cannot wait to put that out into the world and provide hope and encouragement and belief and dreams for people who need that, which is pretty much all of us at one point or another.
Yeah. Oh, Tracy, I'm so excited for this book to
Thank
come
you.
out in the world when that happens and for that to be a source of encouragement. Um, I know that anytime I am on social media and something you have posted pops up, I always smile because I know that it's going to be a little ray of light in my day and encouragement, and said in that signature Tracy way that I just love. And so I would encourage anybody listening, if you need a little more encouragement in your lives, to go check Tracy out, and we'll have all of her links in the show notes for sure. And also, I don't know if I've told you this before, Tracy, but when I was in college, I actually did a couple of internships, one in TV and one in radio. So back in the
Wow.
day, I thought I might pursue that, and then God kind of took me some other directions. But they were fun internships. I loved them a lot. So anyhow,
I did not realize that. That's really great. So you're part of the sisterhood. I love
there
it.
you
One more.
go.
There's always common ground, right? If we're willing to look for it. Love
Absolutely.
that. You and I have a lot of it.
Yeah. So I know you said you love people and their stories, and I do as well. But I'm wondering if you could tell me maybe something that you love about the month of November, since that's where we find ourselves right now.
Yeah, November is the great reminder. That's the month of the great reminder. I have been living fully into this whole thing of savoring and gratitude for a good number of years now. And but life is busy and life is crazy and life is distracting. And we all need that tether to pull us back to center. And November is a great month for doing that because of Thanksgiving. And I'm Canadian, and we celebrate at home. We celebrate Thanksgiving at the beginning of October. So I love that I've got these two back to back months. But here in the U.S., where you and I both live, it's the end of November, and so this is a time for all of us to really take stock, and that is so much more than list making. The science tells us that it's much more than list making. And so this is our time to reorient ourselves to the many blessings we have, even in the hard. I think it can be more challenging to count our blessings in the midst of chaos and disease and difficulty and economic downturn, and add to the list however you would like to. We all have our things, but living in true gratitude, living in thanksgiving, is the counterbalance to the hard. It will not balance the scales completely. Let's not be delusional about that. But anything that gives us a little leg up so that we can keep one nostril above water is really important. And that's all we need. If we've got one nostril up, we're surviving, we're getting through it. So November reminds us.
It's so good because I think it's easy to discount the little things, the things that do just keep us one breath above water, right? And to think that it needs to be these big, huge things that make the massive difference. But sometimes it is the accumulation of very small things.
Well, I mean, I often say to people, if we spend our lives waiting for the big things, we spend most of our lives waiting because they don't come around all the time. But when you flip the light switch and it goes on, that happens multiple times an evening, sometimes in the early morning too, depending on where you are and what the light situation is. When you go to start your car, I mentioned this to you at our retreat. If you jump in the car and it starts, you just pull out of the garage and off you go, or out of the driveway or out of the parking lot. But if you jump in the car and it doesn't start, and then it's the worst day ever. It's just terrible. Everything is messed up. Nothing's going right. What am I going to do? Oh no, oh no, oh no. But what if tomorrow morning or later today, you jump in the car and it starts and you pull out and you say, this is going to be the best day ever. It's the complete flip side, right? This is going to be the best day ever. The car started. I can get where I'm going. Everything's going to get done on time. This is just absolutely incredible. And what a blessing to have this car. And there's gas in it too. Like, wow, what a great day, right? What if we let those little things be our joy bubbles? That's what I call them. They're my joy bubbles. And if we can find those at every corner, every little thing, that cup of coffee in the morning that you wake up, you think, oh, that smell, I love that smell. A bit of food in your belly, the hot water that comes out of the shower, because a cold shower it's dreadful, right? So it's about what I call the big little things. The big little things.
I like that. And I just realized I'm going to need to find that little snippet where you're talking about getting in the car and, oh, it started and there's gas and this is going to be a great day. And I'm just going to need to play that every morning when I get in my van. I'm just going to need Tracy in my ears reminding me this is going to be a good day. There's so many good things.
And these are great things for our kids to see in us and for them to pick up on too, because all the studies that have been done, whether it's UC Davis, Penn, UNC Chapel Hill, doesn't matter where, the benefits of this are absolutely incredible. People who live gratefully, they live longer, they're healthier, they're happier, they have better relationships, they do more good in the world. For those who have a relationship with God, they tend to have a deeper relationship. And for kids, they tend to get better grades and be more well-adjusted.
I mean, who could say no to that? Who could say no?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, it doesn't cost you anything to do. You don't have to go to a special place to do it. You don't need special equipment. It's just creating a mindset and a habit. and that's it. And I love teaching people how to do that because it is a gift I've been given. And I don't think we are giving gifts just for us to sit on and say, wow, isn't this great that I have this super duper gift?
Hmm.
I think we're giving gifts to share with one another and to help one another along in the journey.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited that you're willing to share your gift with us. And in just a couple of minutes, I do want to invite you to share this gratitude exercise. But I have one more question I want to ask.
Sure.
This is probably my favorite kind of question to ask. If you could go back in time and pinpoint a moment when gratitude got a hold of you and you got interested in it, or you thought, wow, this is significant, and started to kind of dive into it, can you pinpoint that moment in
I
time?
can. Yes, most definitely. I've been oriented toward this my whole life. My father was an incredibly positive man and taught me that that is a much easier way to live, a much better way to live. But there was a pivotal moment. It was, I don't know, probably 6 or 8 years ago. And it was my birthday, and I was home alone. And I thought, I don't know, I felt just sort of led to go sit on my back patio looking over God's beautiful creation and just to lift everything I could think of that I was blessed to have in my life um, up to God in thanksgiving. Literally, like in my mind, like literally lifting each item and holding it up and saying, thank you for this thing. Every single thing I could think of. I'm right down to a flushing toilet, and of course the people in my life. And I tried to go through everyone I could think of who had ever impacted me positively. It was a really long exercise. It's good it wasn't rainy or cold.
Yeah.
It was sunny and beautiful. I could feel the warmth on my face. I could hear the birds, and I was outside for close to an hour doing this, and I had never felt anything as powerful. I literally could almost feel my spirit lift, and this sort of a tethering to God in the lifting of the gifts, this incredible connection. And I finished and was completely moved by the experience. And I wondered if it was just me. So I started researching, and then I became a huge student of gratitude and read everything I could get my hands on, read all the research, and began to just sort of formulate this um, recognition of the importance of it, not just because of my experience, but because of the many studies that show the impact that it has positively on our lives. And if there is ever a time that we need that kind of positive impact, it is now. I mean, life feels really kind of crazy and upside down, and both personally and on a global scale. So I really want to urge anyone who's listening, and please share this with people your family members, people you care about, because it is an incredibly powerful force. It has gotten me through deaths. My husband and I lost 3 parents, 2 of mine, 1 of his, within 18 months. We ran into some problems with our teenager. We have had a lot of things happen that are personal, that we don't talk about, that are really hard. And this ability to hold on to goodness has kept me afloat. And I'm not sure that, and my faith, number one. I don't know what I would have done without being able to have these little joy bubbles through the day that I can say, well, there is this and there is that. And once you get good at it, it's just, you just do it. You just automatically do it. So I urge everyone, please give this a try and get good at noticing. Savoring is important. There's so much I could talk about this for days, but I know we don't have days here.
I don't, but I mean, I just got this visual when you're talking about the joy bubbles of literally just bubbles gently floating up,
Yeah.
and even just that little image is just so soothing and calming and grounding. And anyways, I'm sold, Tracy. I'm sold on this.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
I am so excited for you to lead us through this gratitude exercise here today. So I am going to turn it completely over to you. We are in your very capable, kind hands. And we are just here to experience what you have to offer us.
All right. This exercise is intended to help you really notice the small things and savor them. Um, in order for us to really have the benefit of gratitude, of thanksgiving, you have to spend 15 seconds thinking about the thing that you're grateful for. Otherwise, our slippery brains will not hold on to it. That we're programmed in an evolutionary way to hold on to the negative and let slide the positive. So in order to overturn that, we have to think about the positive blessing for 15 seconds. So this little exercise is going to help you to really tune in. And you won't be able to do this all day, every day, but doing it once gives you a great sense of what this feels like to really savor in gratitude. So what I'd like you to do, my friends, is to close your eyes. If you're not in a still, quiet place, you might want to pause and then come back and do this when it's fairly quiet around you. But close your eyes and take whatever little things you've brought with you, things that are challenging you right now, things that are frustrating you, that long to-do list that just seems to grow and grow. I want you to put it in a little box, close the lid, and put the lock on it. You can stick it in the closet in your imagination, or in your mind's eye, take it out to the car and slam it in the trunk. That's what I like to do. It feels far enough away to not be a problem there. Let it know you'll come back for it, but just not now, because this is your time right now. Then I want you to take a couple of deep breaths. And I want you to notice the air going into your lungs and the air coming out. And it's pretty remarkable because you take about 20,000 breaths a day. Your heart beats about 100,000 times a day. And you do absolutely nothing to make that happen. Today, we're going to focus on our incredible bodies. So as you breathe and notice that air coming in and out, I want you to turn your attention to your feet. Your feet that carry you through your day, that walk you through your evenings, and tucking little people into bed, or walking to the fridge to get a snack. And feel the incredible importance of them in your life. If they were not there, you would recognize quickly how important they are. And then feel this warmth, almost like a warm oil, flowing into your toes, and feeling your feet as you recognize and lift in thanksgiving these two incredible feet that carry you. And then let that warmth continue up into your calves, to your knees, those knees that allow you to swing your legs. You're sitting on a porch swing, or allow you to climb the stairs. And if we get to a part of your body that is not working at all, or is not working as well as it used to, just thank that part of your body, and either reflect on when it was able to do the things it needed for you, or allow that lacking in that part of your body to allow you to see the value even more in the parts of your body that do work. And then let that warmth continue to fill you. Really feel it as it flows up into your thighs, the powerhouse of your legs that allows you to stand up from a chair or squat down to pick up something off the floor. These large muscles that work hard for you, all in unison with one another. And lift those in thanksgiving as well. And then let that warmth flow up even further into your abdomen. And all the organs of the abdomen that work for you every day. Your liver, your pancreas, your intestines, both small and large, your stomach. It's incredible to think about the orchestration that happens in our bodies. If you think about the coordination of the systems, the digestive system, the cardiovascular system, the pulmonary system, the central nervous system, the lymphatic system, and on and on. What miracles these bodies are. And then let the warmth flow even higher into your chest with these vital, vital lungs that allow you to bring in life-giving oxygen, and then somehow, incredibly, pass that through to the body of your lungs into the rest of your body through cells. It's absolutely incredible. And think about that heart. Bum, 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 beating all day, every day, keeping you alive without you even thinking about it. Thank your heart. Thank your maker. And then let the warmth rise more again into your throat and your voice box that allows you to speak, up into your mouth and your tongue that allows you to enjoy the flavors of your favorite foods. Feel it fill your face with your nose that can smell those incredible scents of magnolias and other flowers in springtime and summertime. The smell of coffee in the morning, the smell of your favorite perfume or the cologne of someone you love, the smell of your baby's head. Let it fill your eyes that are so blessed to see, to know color and shape and the face of the people who are important to you, to see the sunrise or set, to see the beauty of creation, to see the smile of your child. What a gift, what an incredible gift. Lift that up. Your ears that can hear my voice right now, the sound of someone saying, I love you. Your favorite song playing on a Friday summer night. And your brain, let it fill all the way to the top of your head and your brain, that incredible thinking machine, your own personal computer that allows you to do so many things. And then feel the warmth flow down your arms, to your hands. These arms that can wrap around another human being and hold them in a tight embrace. Hands to hold that of another, or to drive a car, control the steering wheel, to cook food, to create art, to type words, to write words in a journal. These hands that can do so many things. And then feel that energy of love and gift flow out of you into the world, into those you love, those who make your life a better place to be, those who love you, into the beauty around you, the home you live in, the roof over your head, the clothes in your drawers, the food in your refrigerator, the hot water in your shower. And take a minute to think of the other places where you want this to flow, the other things, the people that you want to lift as well. Say, my life would be so different without this or without you. And think about this feeling that you have right now and take it with you into the busy week of Thanksgiving and the busy weeks of the December holidays. And hold on to things as you go. Can't necessarily be like this all the time, but it is possible to grab hold of things throughout the day, one thing at a time, to notice it, to savor it, to lift it in thanksgiving, or to tell someone, thank you. My life is much better because you're in it. And I hope that when you gather around the table and you give thanks with your people, you'll think about this and it will change the whole sense of what Thanksgiving really is.
Tracy, thank you.
It is my pleasure. Thank you for letting me be here. What a gift to me.
Oh, it's just beautiful. And I think that exercise is one to revisit as often
Yes.
as we can. And I know you've told me before that it really can just become a natural way of thinking if you put it into practice.
Yes, and it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long at all. A few weeks of it, and I mean, I do this all day long instinctively, not because I'm some kind of superhero. I'm far from it, but it just becomes a way of life, and there is a buoyancy in it that is necessary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was really lovely. We're very grateful that you shared your gift with us here in the Inky Collective, and we will have to invite you back again in the future for sure.
I would love that. Thanks so much, Allison, and happy Thanksgiving to all.
Thanks, you too.